Hello, I'm Dr. Gary Arthur, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic and naturopathic medicine here in downtown Laguna Beach since 1987. I hope you've been enjoying the Postural series. If you haven't started yet, I look forward to what you're going to learn. How is Noah? Isn't that kid amazing? He's what, 20, 23, 22, something like that. He has learned so much in the 4 years he's been with us, and he lives it. He walks his talk. And so that's why we wanted to put together some tools for you to be able to really continue to work on basic postural stuff. That's what we mostly focused on.
Yeah, so we really encourage you to continue building your daily protocol out of these videos. There's the YouTube playlist that you can go to and access all of them at once. And because each day we're giving you a different piece to just work on the low back or just the glutes or just the shoulders, but really this should be part of a routine that you're building to do on a daily basis, and tools that can be in your back pocket for whenever you're in pain. But today we want to give you a little bit of something about the next step and taking this a little bit further. So what have you seen as a doctor of over 30 years?
I started learning the postural rehabilitation when I was in chiropractic school. And then I started learning applied kinesiology, working with the muscle functions, which muscles are on, which ones are off, how to influence them to work correctly in a unit, a system of chains and systems, muscles that have to turn on to move the arm, but at the same time that this one is turning on, this one has to be turning off. So things like that. And the ones that we put together are good general ones, and we never know which are going to be the people like, yeah, give me more, I'm all over it, or the other people that are like, oh, that's just too much, I can't do any of that. So what we've done is we went, my wife and I, and Dr. Jordan Martin, we all went and got certified in what's called chiropractic biophysics. And it's where we got certified in really learning how to fix people's posture, because there's 14.7 pounds per square inch pushing down on our body, and our structure
from gravity, right?
From gravity, yeah. So our spinal structure is meant to be straight here, and then from the side there should be a curve that goes this way, then a curve that goes that way, then a curve that goes this way, then a curve that goes that way. And that's to handle the weight of gravity, because I have seen people in their 80s with not one bit of arthritic changes at all. And I've also seen a boy at 19 with a massive bone spur and disc degeneration in the middle of his neck, because when he was just a wee small boy, he was in a bad car accident and nothing was broken. So he said, okay, you'll be fine, kid, which is kind of what most of us heard growing up. But the reality is his neck healed in a completely opposite position, where it went forward like this, and that was his normal. And all that pressure on the bone grew a big bone spur and degenerated the disc at 19 years old. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's something that we've talked about in the emails, is that, aging and arthritic changes are not synonymous, right? That when we age, we don't have to have postural distortions. We don't have to have more pain. And a lot of us just kind of accept that that's normal. But what we're trying to help you with this whole postural series is to diminish pain, to prevent degeneration. And so these, like we said, are kind of a starting point, these exercises for how to help you restore your posture. But there's also a lot more involved, and each of us have our own stories, and our bodies have their own unique postural distortions. So what can be done, and what should we encourage everybody that's been doing the postural exercises to do at this point?
Great point, Mo. For me, when I was 26, I saw my postural distortions. I saw what was causing my symptoms. Those were the postural distortions. And then I realized if I didn't do something, things were going to get worse and worse and worse. I already saw a little bit of calcification where there wasn't supposed to be some arthritic change. It's like, am I just going to let that go? And what's going to happen if I don't do anything? What's my life and quality of life going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? And I'm so glad that I did that. And my wife just would not let me off the hook. She said, you got to do it. Look, you've been suffering. I watched you. I'm kind of tired of hearing you complain and moan about my neck and my mid back and all my sinus problems and all this stuff that I had. And I said, well, yeah, honey, we don't have the money. I can't afford it. She goes, we can't afford not to do it. Look at your quality of life. How much is that worth to you? And then she said, well, I don't have the money to pay that. And I said, I don't want to go into debt. She goes, honey, look at your x-rays. Aren't you in debt to that? There's normal, there's you. That's being in debt. Why don't we work out of that debt and we'll work the other one out? So you need to find a specialist. So if you're not living around here, you can go to the idealspine.com and you can find practitioners in your area. Try to find someone who's certified. They'll know even more than the other people that have just gone to one seminar or so. And then if you're in the area, you're in Southern California and you want to get assessed and taken a look at. We only take x-rays if we find distortions either with people's range of motion or abnormal neurological signs or abnormal postural deviations or abnormal orthopedic signs. Those are the kind of things why we would take films to do it. And we use digital equipment that, the whole postural series is about the same amount of x-ray radiation that you get flying from here to Chicago. So it's very minimal now with new technology. But what that does is it helps us be specific with what you need.
Yep.
You can avoid your problems. You can get out of your pain most likely and fix the distortion that was causing the pain and help to make it so it doesn't continue to get worse and worse with time to where now you have disc herniations, you need surgeries and all those kind of things. And that's the beautiful thing now is find practitioners that know how to do it. And then you can take your at-home exercises, which is one gear, and you can take your in-office treatment and put those two things together. And now when you put those gears together, now things really start to get better. There was one research project that showed that if you just do exercise, your body will improve this much. If you get physical therapy, tissue work, and chiropractic adjustments, your body will get this much because you're going beyond what your body can actually do by itself. But if you combine exercise, specific exercise with chiropractic and physiotherapies and tissue work, the results are up here far faster. And it's always about how can I help people get what they want in the least amount of time and spend the least amount of money to do it. And then they're really happy and they're referring their friends and their family because those people want to get well too and have a much better quality of life.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're encouraging and inviting you into into being able to look at your specific symptoms, your specific postural distortions, where are you at and where do you want to go, and helping you really create a plan and a solution to get there. You might be kind of at a loss of I know where I want to be and I know kind of where I am, but I don't really know how to get there. That's where we want to come alongside you and be that guide with all the knowledge that Dr. Gary, Dr. Lisa, Dr. Jordan have, or a practitioner in your area. But there are people out there that want to help you get to where you want to be. And so you've been doing a great job at getting that ball rolling and you've been committing to these exercises, and we want to give you that next step to really get to where you want to be. So we invite you in. You have all the information there for how to come in and how to schedule an appointment. And we're just looking forward to meeting you, or if we already know you, to seeing you again and keep going with your exercises.
Yeah, if you take action, I think you'll look back and see that fixing your body was one of the best decisions you ever made, because I did it as a 26-year-old and I'm just having my 66th birthday coming up in a month.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, 40 years ago I made the decision, and my quality of life has been phenomenal based on the fact that I fixed that stuff instead of just letting it get worse. Think of it like two different things. I used to do a lot of construction work. Think of it, what's the project look like when you have crooked teeth, and what do you go through to have a beautiful smile and lovely teeth? It's orthodontics, it's braces. And then what happens when your teeth finally get straight? Did you have any? No, you never did you? Let me see that.
No braces.
Look at that smile. Wow. She's righteous gene pool.
This is my dad, by the way.
From her mom. Yeah. But that's a process. What you did once the teeth were straight is what they tell you. If you want them to stay straight, you got to put your retainer on for 6 to 12 months and just retrain them, make sure they stay there. Otherwise, what can happen?
They can go back.
So that's kind of a fix-it mentality. I remember the doctor asked me, Gary, so you have all these symptoms. So what is it you want to do about those symptoms? So I said, I want them to go away. He says, how long would you like your symptoms to go away for? A day, a week, a month, a year, forever? I said, forever. He goes, well, then you got to fix what's underneath the cause of it. You got to get to the cause and fix that. Same thing as if you've ever done a remodeling project at your house, if you remodeled a kitchen or a bathroom or added an addition or done anything, there has to be an ultimate plan of what you want it to be like. You have to know that that has great value to you, and it has enough value for you to invest your resources in to bring it about. And then you basically find someone that can help you detail what it is. That's called a plan. And then you find someone that you can trust. That's called usually a general contractor. And then the general contractor has to have good subs that will get in and do the work. And then you have your inspections by the city to go through and check and make sure that the work is being done correctly. Then the project moves along till it's finally done, and now you get to move in and enjoy the investment and enjoy that newfound improvement in your dwelling, you know. So I think of it a lot like those kind of things, construction project and fixing your teeth. It's just basically fix it. Does it have value? Will it benefit you? Will it get worse if you don't? Yeah. Will it get better if you do? Yeah. So it's pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
So we invite you in. You can call us at 949-497-2553, or you can click the link that's provided, and we hope to see you soon. We just say cheers to your flourishing life, and we wish you the best.
Yes.